A democracy is a system of government where the citizens directly exercise their power and have the right to elect government representatives who collectively create a government body for the entire nation. In this video, we will shed light on some of the major types of democracy seen today. A direct democracy is when citizens get to vote for a policy directly. If the government desires to pass a certain law or policy, it goes to the people. The people can also bring up issues themselves, so long as they have a substantial consensus on the issue. Although direct democracy does not exist in the United States in its true form, certain elements exist at state and local levels in the form of referendums and initiatives. A referendum can be used by ordinary citizens to ask the government to repeal a certain law. On the contrary, an initiative gives citizens the power to create a law if they achieve majority vote. Most countries are too large and too complicated for direct democracy to work within their political borders. Representative democracy, or indirect democracy, is when people vote for who will represent them in a parliamentary body or legislative congress. This is the most common form of democracy found across the world. It emphasizes protecting the rights of not only the majority of people in the state, but also the minorities. The downside of this form of democracy is that the elected government may fail to pursue the interests of the citizens. Referendums and initiatives, the elements of direct democracy mentioned earlier, serve as remedies for the failings of representative democracy. The following types are just a few subsets of representative democracy. Under a presidential democracy, the elected president of a state has a significant amount of power over the government. The president and the executive branch of the government are not liable to the legislature, but cannot, under normal circumstances, dismiss the legislature entirely. Similarly, the legislature cannot remove the president from his or her office either, unless the case is extreme. The president has the power to veto a bill to prevent its adoption. However, if the legislature can muster enough votes, it can then override the president's veto. A parliamentary democracy gives more power to the legislature. The executive branch derives its democratic legitimacy only from the legislature. The elected legislature chooses the head of the government, a prime minister for example, and may remove the prime minister at any time by passing a vote of no confidence. An authoritarian democracy is when only the elites are part of the parliamentary process. The individuals of the state are allowed to vote for their chosen candidate, but regular people cannot enter the elections. Therefore, in the end, it is only the ruling elite that decide on the various interests of the state's population. Modern-day Russia under Vladimir Putin is a classic example of this type of governance. The exact opposite of authoritarian democracy is participatory democracy. There are different types of participatory democracy, but all of them attempt to create opportunities for all members of a population to make meaningful contributions to the decision-making process. It empowers the disempowered by breaking up the state into small networks and empowers community-based grassroots politics. Today, no country actively practices this form of democracy. Although the theories behind it are sound, the real-life application of this approach is fraught with complications. Islamic democracy seeks to apply Islamic law to public policies while simultaneously maintaining a democratic framework. Islamic democracy has three main characteristics. Firstly, the leaders are elected by the people. Secondly, everyone is subject to Sharia law, including the leaders. Thirdly, the leaders must commit to practicing shura, a special form of consultation practiced by Prophet Muhammad. The countries that fulfill these three characteristics are Afghanistan and Pakistan. Social democracy arose as a reaction to neoliberal policies in international economics. Under neoliberalism, profit-making entities like multinational corporations can easily infiltrate other political states. They maintain a level of sovereignty and mobility that no government can counter. The power of the political state seems flimsy in comparison. Social democracy aims at empowering the state over the whims of the neoliberal market. This is not an exhaustive list. There are as many theories concerned with democracy as there are governments in the world. Nevertheless, while democratic models might differ, the spirit of democracy continues to be upheld in almost every corner of the world.